Walt Disney World is considered by most people as the most magical place on earth. But when most people think about Disney parks, they tend to think of it as being for kids only. Now, while Disney World is certainly more geared toward families with kids, there are tons of things for adults to do there. In this video, I'm going to list out everything you can do to have fun as an adult at Disney World, and at the end, I am going to give you the ultimate secret to having fun at any Disney park. So delete that CNN app from your phone, enter the gates, and just forget about your problems. At least until you're back home and you see that giant credit card bill.
'Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt.
Before we begin, I wanted to let you know that we're headed to Tokyo this September, and we're spending 3 days at Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that adventure. It's totally free and it really helps the channel grow. And I'm going to be completely honest with you and let you know why I didn't want to go to Walt Disney World. So number one, at the time, I was not used to being around kids, nor did I particularly like being around them. Number two, I hate standing in lines. Nothing makes me feel like I'm wasting life more than waiting in a queue, except maybe waiting in traffic. And number three, I don't like crowds. I get anxiety when I'm around too many people, and I feel overwhelmed very easily.
We are just super jazzed to be here. Where can I put my stuff?
Here's where I put your mind at ease. Being around kids, yes, you're at a Disney park, there are going to be a ton of kids there, but here's the thing, the kids who are there are so happy. It's actually become one of my favorite parts of going, is seeing the kids' reactions to things, like meeting characters, cast members making their day. It's just really nice vibe that you don't really get anywhere else. And for the standing in line part, yes, you're at a theme park, you are going to be queued. However, Disney has made their queues highly interactive and engaging. So it's not like going to a Six Flags and waiting in a concrete line with nothing to look at. And on the Disney World app, they even have trivia and games for you to play while you're waiting. And the crowds. Yes, you are in a theme park, you are in a Disney park. The crowds are going to be huge. Disney World has a ton of cast members directing people, making sure walkways are clear. You're always going to know where to go, what to do. Now, this is where I tell you that you can do absolutely anything at Disney World as an adult, but I'm not naive. I know people are here to find out about the more adult things that there are to do at the park. So I'm going to start with Magic Kingdom. Now, in my opinion, Magic Kingdom is a must-do park. However, it is the park that is most geared towards families and kids. And ultimately, there's more for them to do there than there are for adults. This is the only dry park at Disney World, meaning you cannot walk around and drink alcohol, but you can get alcohol at sit-down restaurants. So some of the more adult things to do, of course, are the thrill rides. Now at Magic Kingdom, there's certainly less thrill rides than most parks, but you do have Tron Light Cycle Run, which is a thrilling launch coaster that goes indoors in the dark. Space Mountain is a classic indoor roller coaster that is completely in the dark. You will feel like you're going to fly out of your rocket ship. Then you have Tiana's Bayou Adventure, formerly Splash Mountain. Now, while kids do go on this attraction and love it, it is a bit more thrilling than most of the rides at Disney, especially because it does have that 50-foot plunge near the end of the attraction. Then there are classic rides that Walt Disney himself had a hand in making that you should absolutely check out. Some of them include Jungle Cruise, where your skipper takes you on a tour of the jungle, Haunted Mansion, a dark ride attraction where you'll encounter ghosts, ghouls, and the supernatural. And of course, Pirates of the Caribbean, one of my favorite Disney attractions, which is a swashbuckling boat ride that may or may not have a surprise drop. And then you have Happily Ever After Nighttime Spectacular, which is perfect for all ages and is seriously a must-do. You will have all the nostalgic feels from your childhood, and it will really take you back. And now I'm going to move on to Animal Kingdom. This is a perfect park to go to if you want to relax in the daytime or the evening time, because it is the least attended park of all of Disney World. This is because there's less rides and attractions there in general, and the focus is more on nature and animals. Now, in my opinion, this park is criminally underrated. So if you're an animal lover, and if you're not, who hurt you? There is a safari through the savannah. You'll board a very bumpy safari vehicle and a guide will point out all the wildlife along the way with interesting facts where you'll see zebras, giraffes, hippos, lions, cheetahs, crocodiles, you name it, you can find it there. And then you have Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, which is very aptly named because of course it's home to gorillas. But there's a ton of other animals you can see there along the way. This is a self-guided walking tour that you can do at your leisure. Then of course there's Pandora, the world of Avatar. Now this is home to one of Disney's newest and most beloved attraction, Flight of Passage. This is a flight simulator where you'll board the back of a Banshee and take a tour through the breathtaking wilderness of Pandora. It really feels like you're flying, and while it has the longest wait at Animal Kingdom, there is an option to pay for a skip the line. And then there's Expedition Everest, one of my favorite rides at Animal Kingdom. It is a super intense roller coaster that goes backwards and plunges down a steep drop with plenty of G-forces. And then of course there's alcohol at Animal Kingdom as well, and it is not a dry park, meaning you can get alcohol pretty much anywhere and walk around with it as you wish. And now we move on to Hollywood Studios. This is a park with tons of things for adults to do. Thrilling attractions here include the Hollywood Tower of Terror, which is a very scary and intense drop attraction. It doesn't just drop you with gravity like a typical drop ride would do. It actually pulls you up and down faster than gravity. And it's randomized, so you never know how it's going to act. Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. This is an intense launch coaster that goes 0 to 57 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds. And it actually loops you upside down a few times. This is the only Disney World roller coaster to do that. And then in Toy Story Land, we have Slinky Dog Dash. Now, this is a family coaster, but it actually packs more of a punch than you might think. And if you have any nostalgia for the Toy Story movies, it is an absolute must-do. Highly recommend riding this roller coaster at night. And then you have Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, one of Disney's most immersive attractions of all time. This is a fully immersive Star Wars adventure that sees you being captured by the First Order. A must-do for all guests, especially those hardcore Star Wars fans. Again, there's plenty of places to get alcohol in this park, and there's even a brewery. And now we move on to what I consider to be the most adult park at Disney World, Epcot. So it's typically where you'll see the least amount of families with kids. You'll see a lot of adults and a lot of locals of Orlando visiting this park. They have amazing festivals throughout the year that feature unique foods and drinks and entertainment. I love every single festival they hold there. There's tons of places to drink at Epcot, and in fact, I'm not recommending you do this and I am not promoting it in any way, but a lot of people like to make events out of drinking days at Epcot, and they call it drinking around the world. So Epcot has World Showcase, where it has a selection of countries from around the world. So for example, you can get margaritas in Mexico and you can get Canadian Moosehead beer in Canada. So what people will do is they'll go around all day to each of the countries and have one drink from each pavilion around World Showcase. And if you're into thrill rides, Epcot has what I think is the most fun ride at all of Walt Disney World, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which is an indoor roller coaster in the dark that simulates flying through space. And then finally, this is not a park, but Disney Springs needs to be mentioned because this is a free area with over 150 shops and over 60 restaurants to choose from. Now, because the people who work in the stores here are technically cast members, you're still going to get that Disney magic while you're there, and everyone is super friendly. There's also live entertainment throughout the days and the evenings, and they even have a free drone show twice a night, and it is fantastic. Now, this is where I tell you the ultimate secret to having fun at any Disney park. Let yourself be a kid again. Don't take things too seriously. Meet and interact with all of the characters. It will feel awkward at first, but you'll get used to it and you'll love doing it. Keep a lookout for those magical moments, not just for yourself, but for other kids and family members as well. Chat with the cast members, spark up conversations with strangers in the queues. This is a place where you can truly forget your problems. Just let go and have a good time. That once-in-a-lifetime trip may just end up being an annual trip. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!